Okay, so I'm going to ask you the question because I think it's really important. How in the world did you get so many followers and then hit those million views?
There was a couple of ways. So a lot of that was when I was working with the semi truck dealership. I stuck in a very specific niche. I noticed that mainly it was a one specific type of truck, a truck that was it was a single cab or a sleeper. Typically, the trucks that truckers would dream about were the ones that I found a really good niche in. I would do dump trucks, and those views would flop and stuff like that. So I found a very specific niche to talk about things in, and I talked about what like the bits of the truck that made that truck better, help them solve their problems better, the fuel mileage, and I mean, let's face it too, there in this case, it was a lot of truckers. They wanted chrome. So we talked about some of that too. So we talked about the pain points, those
So you
items.
created a channel that was very specific as you originally said, right?
Exactly it. It was geared towards people. Then what I did is once I found my audience and figured out who my audience was, I knew a lot of them were some of the old school truck drivers. And in that, what made the channel blow up is I knew I needed to talk about something that was a little bit controversial. Um, there was many truck drivers, and I say this in jest, that feel like they like a manual transmission. And the analogy I made is so many truck drivers felt like if you removed the stick from in between the seats, you removed the stick from in between their legs. So in saying that, I compared an automated transmission with a manual transmission, and I was honest about it. I showed all the numbers and said, "Look, guys, they do the same thing." And of course, the comment section just went bananas. No, they can't. Blah blah blah, and that's what had
Yeah.
done it. So it was finding a controversial point is what made things blow up. The other thing that I found, the other video that I had that had the million views was a new product where people were interested in it. They wanted to find out about it. And once again, I made sure it was very specific to my audience.
Mm.
It was a big deal. So in doing that, I made sure that I was talking to directly to the people, and really I had enough videos out at that point in time that I knew what they wanted to know about this. So it was taking the time to answer their specific questions about the truck, not like pretty truck. What does it do well? What does it do even better? Because it's always good, better, best when you're talking about your own products.
Mhm.
What does it do well? What does it do really well? And what does it do so well that you're going to need an app afterwards?
Love it. Okay, so wow, I can completely, and I know the audience is with me, can completely see and visualize the story and the case around the truck drivers driving the
Yep.
stick and then going into an automatic and, the bells and whistles and the value and how much gas savings and, ease and all the other stuff that they could do it. But it kind of scares me to think about how I would do that with my product, or if we go to an attorney or a dentist or a bakery, whatever kind of company in the lower range that could take their their specialty, their knowledge base and their niche and drive it down in a way that you can really develop that kind of audience of people that know you're the truck guy and to have something blow up like a gear shift.
What's interesting about it is when you say like the lawyer and things of that nature, there's I mean, any
There
niche out there, there is I mean, there is a YouTuber that's huge about it. And what
mhm.
I always tell people is a lot of people are like, well, I want to monetize my YouTube channel. Um, what I tell a lot of them is, no, you don't, because we had 19,000 subscribers. We would get 10 to 15,000 views a month, and I would make $175 for spending 3 days, 3 to 4 days on videos. So I'm like, no, that's not the key. The
So
key is, yeah,
monetizing to me doesn't mean sponsorship and being paid by Facebook and
right.
Instagram or YouTube channel in that minds. Monetizing in my mind and what I do with my monetization hub and my podcast monetization hub is to see how you can drive customers from it.
Exactly, and it's something that I just talked with a client that we just picked up on the podcast side.